Hi there. Have you ever wanted the most perfectly prepared painting panel of all time, but you just couldn't find it anywhere, or you didn't know how to make it yourself? Well, you're in luck because my name is Moksha, and I'm an artist with over, 30 years of experience, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make your own perfectly prepared painting panel. And you don't even have to subscribe to my Patreon channel. I'm going to give it away all for free right here in this video. That's right. You're going to learn everything you ever wanted to know, and probably more than you want to know about preparing a panel for painting, and it's going to be perfect. Well, I don't know, maybe not perfect. Perfect is an illusion. Perfect is the mountain with no peak, as they say. But I digress. Let's just get to the video. The artist starts with a board he cut previously with a table saw. First, he must pick the right side, and he flips it over, and he inspects the board carefully for defects. I think I like this side, he says. And then curiously, he flips it back over, and he looks closer. See this edge. This edge is not good. I must do something. And the first thing he'll do is he will reach for his power tool. The artist likes power tools. In this case, he's using a Bosch palm router with the camphor bit set to a very low depth, as you can see. Now he will begin. Yes, he likes power tools. And with great care, he bevels the edge with said power tool. It's barely beveled, yes, just a touch, not too much. And now the artist must sand each side of the board. Each side? That is correct, Moksha. You must sand each side. And so the artist sets about such task, carefully sanding even the edges, and then flips it over to sand the other side. Upon completing his rigorous sanding task, he notices some little nicks on the good side of the board. These must be taken care of if it's going to be a perfect panel. What should I do with these? Might I suggest you use some wood filler, Moksha? Really? Indeed, really. And this is the wood filler the artist has chosen, plastic wood, which is a curious name. Is it plastic or is it wood? And he has a small tool for application. And so, using his tiny tool, he fixes the edges, but soon he realizes he has to sand again. He hates sanding. And yet the valiant artist blazes forward, sanding down the mess he has made from the so-called plastic wood. And finally, his task is complete. For now. Before the artist can catch his breath, he is informed that it's time for 2 coats of polyacrylic to each side. 2? But nobody even sees the back of the painting. And so the artist dips his brush into the canister, and he lets it drip, drip, drip. And then, with great care, he applies it to the board in thin layers. He works methodically, creating bands not much wider than the brush itself. About this wide, he says. Speaking of brushes, this is his favorite brush. It feels good in his soft artist hands. And here we go. We will paint the entire board, both sides, working methodically. As he works, he has a little song in his head that goes like... And he wraps his brush in plastic between rounds of suffering so he doesn't have to wash it. And you're going to have to sand in between every coat. But I hate sanding, didn't I tell you? But I'm afraid it must be done. Lucky for Moksha, it is only just a light sand. Fellow artist, friend, companion, just a light sand. This is taking forever. Oh, God. Let's hurry up. Get it done. And we'll wipe it off. We don't want a dusty board when we apply our second coat of polyacrylic, do we? Why? And so the artist dips his brush again into the canister, the excess strip off, and then, neatly starting with the middle, he methodically wipes it out to create a nice even coat, strip by strip. But what's this? All of the sanding must have caused an uncontrollable madness in him, and he is starting to break apart and lose it. He must again find his center and smooth out the error of his ways. In a great fever, he becomes enraged with the act of covering the board in polyacrylic. I wish, dear Moksha, you could take refuge from your suffering, but guess what? Oh, fine, the artist says, as he begrudgingly sands on and on into infinity. As he slips into madness, he begins to count the strokes of the sanding block as he prays for death. But death does not come, thankfully, and the artist lives to sand another day. And triumphantly, he dusts his hands. Unfortunately, he has no time to rest before the bad news comes. You're going to want to do 4 coats of gesso. 4 coats, he says. No. But there is no stopping the creative process, and Moksha must continue. First he shakes well the gesso. It is shaken, not stirred. This is how he likes it. Then the artist tries to pry the lid off of the gesso tub with his feeble little hands, but he struggles so. Yes, he struggles, and he pries, and he curses, and he pries, and he curses some more, until suddenly, like the sword from the stone, the lid is set free, and he tosses it aside. And dipping his large brush into the gesso, he begins to apply the first coat. He likes to apply it thinly and evenly. This will reduce his sanding task later. And at first, he works carefully, then he gets hasty, and he gets messy, and he starts to paint against the grain. Feeling his rebellious days return to him, breaking the rules just to feel the glory, just to see what it feels like. He retains this unsustainable pace for as long as he can. I would like to take this opportunity to commend the artist for his noble efforts and remind him that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But it's all the same in the end. Everything returns to the earth. Finally, he finishes his first coat of gesso, and he wraps his brush in plastic so he will not have to wash it. Then, looking over the board, his heart sinks when he realizes the work ahead. But yet, there is one thing to look forward to. It's the hairdryer. You like hairdryers, don't you, Moksha? And the artist has his fun, though it often gets a bad rap and is made fun of. Moksha finds watching paint dry quite exhilarating. But I'm afraid now it's time yet again to sand. The artist is at a breaking point, but he carries on like any good artist shall, sanding diligently and methodically across the smooth white surface, making it even smoother. And though he is relieved as he finishes this round of sanding, it is out of the frying pan and into the fire. He must gesso again. Second verse, same as the first. He dips his brush into the canister and applies it neatly across the board. Although the board is becoming more beautiful, internally he feels like he is dying just a little bit. Relief comes just in time, and the artist takes solace in the song of the hairdryer, calling him to freedom. Yet soon his suffering will return, and once again he must turn to the sanding block. What I would recommend to Moksha is that he read How I Learned to Love Sanding by Jim Inglewhite. The book is full of wisdom that Jim acquired from his long stay in India with the gurus there, as he learned the great joy of sanding a board to near perfection until it begs to be painted upon. Round 3, and Moksha is feeling confident as he dreams of making the board even whiter, so that his imagination may be like an open range with no fences, like God's own playground. There he will be limitless to create anything that his little heart desires. Although it is evident that the hairdryer is his favorite and brings him great joy, it is clear that the artist is slowly being driven to madness as he is worn down to nothing but a stubby little nubbin. But the fun can't last forever, and soon it is time to sand again. God no, he says, please kill me. But he goes to it anyway, because he is a noble and brave man. And he must complete the board so that he may start his painting eventually, one day. And he continues with shocking patience, for he knows perhaps the end is near. It's time for the final coat of gesso. Heck yeah, he says. One unforgettable passage from the great book Zen and the Art of Gessoing reads as follows. The wider the board, the blanker the mind, the greater the possibilities. And it's playtime yet again. Feels good, doesn't it, Moksha? The wind in your hair, just like the old days. And one for the board, too. I can't have all the fun. I must cherish my board as well, nurture it, say nice things to it so that it may grow into a beautiful painting one day. Patience. Any parent must have good patience. This is true, I know, says Moksha. And done, finally, are you with the gessoing. But don't forget, you have to sand one more time. See the artist struggle. Oh, he can't handle it, but he must handle it. There's no way out. There's no escaping. If you want a perfect painting panel, you must go through all the steps, right down to the final sand. Don't worry, you'll be okay. Everything is all right now. The panel has been prepared, and it is nearly perfect. That is right. Smooth your hair, shake it off. Tidy up those eyebrows like nothing happened. And here, finally, is the product of our labors. The nearly perfectly prepared painting panel that we have worked so hard to achieve. And when I say we, I mean Moksha. He caresses the surface admiringly, breathing a sigh of relief, for he is finally finished. Well, that about does it. We've made the perfect painting panel, the one to rule them all. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, please like and subscribe to my channel. Maybe leave a comment. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. So thank you so much again. This has been fun and I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, you know what? Come to think of it, I think we're going to want to do a 5th coat of gesso. What? 5?